What's up, guys? ArtistVersion1 here, and this is episode 4 of the three-way dance. And you can't have the three-way dance unless you have three people. And with me is Shelby, aka Shubs.
Heyo.
And with me is Nick as well.
What's up?
And this episode, usually I don't tell the title of the episodes, but this episode is titled "Fuck Jordan." Everybody with me now? 1, 2, 3. Fuck Jordan. Hey, you guys were supposed to join in. This is a participation show.
Right. We didn't get
anyway.
So I don't get a ribbon?
Yeah, exactly. No gold stars for you guys today.
Oh.
But all right. So, big week wrestling here. We just had WrestleMania, 2 nights of WrestleMania, and we also had 2 nights of Takeover. So we figured for the meat of this episode, we would talk about Takeover and WrestleMania. But of course, we got to talk about some news first. We also got to play It Came From eBay. I picked out some good ones here for you. And of course, we will do a Sportster list of the week. I found a good one here. It's actually going to come from some help from our good old friend, Dave Meltzer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into let's get into the old news cycle here first. And that is the first one here. During WrestleMania weekend, when we weren't paying attention when we were paying attention, I should say, to WrestleMania and NXT and all that good stuff, believe it or not, Impact Wrestling, that old relic, is still around. They had a show on Saturday, Hardcore Justice. Hardcore Justice. Yeah, believe it or not, somebody who would, if I still talk to them, I'm pretty sure these two still do. If I still talk to them, if I still talk to them, they would be on this podcast with us. He would find that hysterical that I just said that. But a match that was on there, Deonna Purrazzo defended her Impact Women's Championship against former WWE 3-time Women's Champion Jazz, who put up her career, and her career was lost. So Jazz retires, and her retirement ceremony will take place on Thursday on Impact Wrestling. So are you, well, I'm not really going to miss her, but considering the top 50 list that we talked about, I guess the real question is, Nick, are you going to miss Jazz?
I wasn't watching, so I mean, at this point, I to be fair, I thought she was retired. So
yeah,
I think she retired for a little bit, and then she came back again, and now she's officially she could be pulling a Terry Funk here, but she's retiring again.
I don't think she's pulling a Terry Funk. So I'm not gonna miss Jazz.
I think this time it's forever. Okay.
That just made me think. We'll get to that.
I thought we had more to say about Jazz retiring. All right, that was a flop.
No.
Okay. But speaking of WrestleMania weekend, one of the most anticipated events of WrestleMania weekend is the night after WrestleMania, unfortunately. But this year, Raw after WrestleMania was probably the worst one in years. But we did get something out of it, and that is the Viking Raiders reuniting / returning Ivar. Coming back after, I think they said 8 or 7 months after, which I'm sure Eric was happier than a pig and shit.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't have to fucking run around after that 24/7 shit. I don't have to job on Main Event anymore.
I don't have to enjoy the tacos and catering.
Yeah, you don't have to go to catering and color with the rest of them and shit. Bitch to Vince McMahon. Bitch to Vince McMahon that his blue crayon is broken and shit.
You'll use the red one, pal.
Red's better anyway.
So are we excited to see the Viking Raiders back?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah? You think they're gonna do anything with them?
Well,
or do you think it was just the after WrestleMania pop? Because I mean, I think we'll probably glance over Raw a couple times, but I mean, considering Raw after WrestleMania, it was not a good Raw after WrestleMania, and this was pretty much the only surprise that we got. We had no NXT call-ups.
I really feel bad for Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
Oh yeah.
They're
a couple weeks away from joining the Poor Bastard Club.
Especially given that Mason and damn T-Bar Like, oh, why? Am,
Oh, you got to do
her
something.
business wiped the floor with retribution. I don't know how many times. So why are Mason Tibor, exact Tibor? There we go. Why are Mason Tibor coming out to help Bobby Lashley when he clearly doesn't need any help to do this?
And it just, it just dawned on me. Like, it didn't dawn on me last night while watching, but it just dawned on me that the Hurt Business mopped the floor with Retribution, like their first major feud. So why are they enlisting their help?
Yeah, exactly.
That just dawned on me, like literally just now as we're talking about.
Not to mention they failed Mustafa Ali. So why would MVP enlist the help of Mace and Tibor?
No, the bigger question is, where the hell is Slapjack?
This is true.
I see.
This is what I want to know.
He got kind of fed. He just kind of slid under the radar in the Andre Battle Royal. Was eliminated. They're like, oh hey, there goes Slapjack, and then they moved on.
The funny, it's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't get to see the Battle Royal. I was at work, so when I read the results online, I was reading like the actual Battle Royal. I was reading it, so they're like Slapjack is eliminated. So when I read the order of elimination, Slapjack was not even listed. They just said fuck him. They just didn't even put him in the order of elimination.
Perfect.
All right. So, and speaking of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I think I called it. I kind of called it because I was like either Shinsuke or this person was going to win, and they did, and that was Jey Uso. Is your 2021, or I'm sorry, his name is now Main Event Jey Uso. Jey Uso is your 2021 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. So, do you think this is gonna propel him to anything, or no?
No, because he showed up as she showed up as Roman's bitch in the main event of night 2. Doesn't do anything for him. Jimmy's gonna come back soon, and they're gonna have a little tussle, and then they're gonna fight, and then we're gonna move on.
Was Jimmy injured?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy's been injured for a while.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense then.
But my main thing is that I called it. I was just like, it's either going to be Jay or Shinsuke. And who were the final two? Jay and Shinsuke. Although I was wrong in saying that Tucker was going to be the first one gone, and it was actually Akira Tozawa. But Tucker was second. Tucker was second. So.
That's right.
All right, next up, we had a big announcement at WrestleMania 37, and it wasn't that Backlash is now titled WrestleMania Backlash, which, whatever. But stupid. The 2K series is coming back after the abysmal WWE 2K20, but WWE 2K22 will be returning, hopefully fixing all the issues that they had with 2K20. Even if you're not even big into video games, like I don't have anything above a PS2, but I have heard of the issues and seen the issues with 2K20. So do we think that 2K22 is going to be better than 2K20, or are they going to have the same problems that they had before?
I think they're going to have the same problem simply because they didn't have any sort of... They had the prep time, but as they've shown, even with prep time, they botch it. I think they're still going to have the same issue. There's so many other games on the platform now, and people are going to be more gravitating toward that I feel like they're not going to put as much effort in overall. And they're still running this product is synced, which it did, like the little disclaimer note on the bottom. I'm just... Last one I played was 2K19. It was okay, but I haven't had...
19 was good.
The last system I had was Xbox 360. It died in 2014, and I didn't bother replacing it. So I just play on friends' systems or whatever. Or, I don't know.
Because like Shelby's actually the one that I wouldn't say a hardcore gamer, but he actually games out of us, right?
Out of the three of us, I would say
yeah.
I game regularly.
did you play 2K20?
I didn't. And like I bought 19, I bought 18, I think I had 17 as well. But I just got to a point where I was like, all they do really is they might add a new match stipulation, they add a new story mode, which their story modes are usually pretty stupid anyway. And then they might add like a new wrestler, and like 2K20 didn't have anybody that they were adding that interested me, so I wasn't really going to go out and rush and buy it, and I'm glad I didn't. So, because I heard about all the bugs and I saw the videos, and it was terrible.
Yeah, but some of the bugs were pretty hysterical there. If you look,
Some of them were pretty funny, but you know, pay like $90 for that, like fuck that. Not interested.
All right, and the final bit of news on the news cycle here, we started it with Impact. We're going to end it with Impact, and that is former Impact champion Taylor Wilde is returning to Impact here. And, you know, I give, I don't know about you two, but I give Impact a lot of shit. But I will say that some of their knockouts, did I say Impact champion? I meant to say knockout champion. That's what I meant to say. Former Impact knockouts champion Taylor Wilde is returning. But I will say their knockouts division, they do have some pretty good ones in there. Jordan Grace, of course, Jessica Havoc, among others. But Taylor Wilde returning, I think, will do some good in that division. They are getting a pretty stacked division over there. The only bad thing is that they're in Impact. But Taylor Wilde returning. What do you guys think about Taylor Wilde?
When did she stop wrestling?
She stopped. Oh God, when was her?
It was late 2000s, wasn't it?
I think she quit when Dixie was still in charge of the company.
Yeah, and I could honestly care less, to be honest with you.
Really? You're not a Taylor Wilde fan? You don't go wild for Taylor Wilde?
No.
I remember liking her, but I don't remember a match that she had.
She had a lot of great classics with Gail Kim.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember.
She's the one that when Awesome Kong was doing like the open challenges and nobody can beat her, and then like they kind of pulled a Santino Morello. We're like, I'll pick a fan, and this fan was Taylor Wilde, and Taylor Wilde beat her for the Impact title, knockout title.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it, but it's just like you said, too bad she's with Impact.
Yeah. A lot of these like knockouts that are with Impact, I'm just like, man, I'd rather see them with other companies like Jordan Grace. I'd rather see her with AEW. Deonna Purrazzo, if she were doing the shit that she was doing in NXT, it'd be fantastic. You know, Jessica Havoc. Okay, we got a notification. But Jessica Havoc, if she were doing her stuff in like AEW, I just think it would work so much better. It's just a damn shame they were just hindered down by like a shit company that should be taken out back and be shopped by now. You know, but that's just
how much longer is Impact going to go on for? And here's
as
another
long as Tony Khan is footing the bill the same way that Vince did with ECW, and I'm convinced that's what's happening.
I'm calling it now. The second Kenny Omega wins that Impact title from Rich Swann, which, come on.
Impact folds.
It's either going to be a swerve or not a swerve, I'm sorry, a schmoz, and, the DQ and nobody wins their title, or Kenny Omega wins it, and then Tony Khan announces that he's bought Impact.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of those two.
One of those two.
Yeah, like, why? Why is that company still around? They're piping in crowd noise when there's nobody there.
Well, and Don Callis,
they weren't the only ones doing that. Let's be honest.
If I'm not mistaken, Don Callis has some sort of stake in the company, and Tony Khan's paying him. So,
to go back what Shelby just said, but they're not the only ones piping in crowd noise. But at least when WWE does it, they at least have like the illusion of people there. Like they have people on the screens. Like you can at least wrap your head around those people making that noise. Yeah, we know it's piped in and shit, but like there's nobody. They show nobody there.
Yeah. Like here's another thing too. So I mean, they used to like WrestleMania weekend used to be a big thing wherever WrestleMania was happening, whether it was New York or Dallas or whatever, right? So companies like ROH and stuff, they'd hold events on Saturday just to get like the fans because they're all going to be there anyways, and it's a big thing. But why are you holding a pay-per-view in a pandemic when you can't have people in the stadium anyways, technically? Not to mention that it's on the Saturday of WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania is a 2-day event now.
Well, to be fair, their quote unquote pay-per-view was actually an Impact Plus special. They started it at 3 p.m. so people could tune in before WrestleMania.
Still, if you watched, and we went over this last time with all the wrestling that's going on right now, if you watch the two Takeover shows and you watched WrestleMania. That's 26 matches in 12 hours. How much wrestling can you watch in a week? Like, holy shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, man, I could do it. Teenage Will. Oh shit. That's like a dream week, man.
I guess.
Yeah,
I suppose.
easy.
No,
Now
yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
I know. I was looking at this list and I'm like, do I have to watch all these matches? Like, holy shit.
I was telling Nick before you got on, like you asked us before we recorded a couple days ago. You're like, what matches do I have to watch in full? I was like, all of them. And you're like, okay. But like I told Nick before we got on, I was like, I told him all of them, but really you could have watched highlights. I just wanted to fuck with them.
I did. For the most part. The only one I watched in full was NXT Night 1, and I kind of skipped through a couple matches.
Yeah, I was like, I just told him to watch all of them to fuck with them. Just because. All right. So that was the news for this week, and now we're going to move on to our favorite game that we like to play, and that is It Came From eBay. And this week, It Came From eBay is sponsored by, say it together with me now, Fuck Jordan. Come on, guys.
Say what?
Fuck Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys are slacking. All right. So I found some good items here. So the first one I found here is, it is a Tracy Smothers signed WCW trading card, and it is from his tag team. What was it? Southern Boys.
Oh,
Apparently
okay.
he had a tag team. I was unaware of this in WCW.
Yeah,
but
I think I've heard of this.
It is signed just by him, not his tag team partner. If you held a gun to my head right now and asked me who his tag team partner was, I couldn't tell you. But it was just signed by Tracy Smothers, signed WCW trading card. So, Nick, how much do you think the Tracy Smothers signed WCW trading card is going for on eBay?
$398.02.
Okay. Shelby, how much is the Tracy Smothers trading card selling for? As I pop open a Raise Energy that you can get at repsports.com and save 15% by using checkout code artist.
$398.03.
Bastard. Why didn't you just say $1?
Wait a minute, did Shelby go higher or lower?
Higher.
A cent higher.
And then Nick gets it because it was only going for $25.
Oh, damn, really?
And Tracy Smothers died a little bit ago too. So
did he really?
Oh,
That's what he did. He sure did. Yeah. Okay, so Nick gets that one by a penny. And the second item here is it's used, but it's still in the box.
Oh.
It is a Sting and Hogan from Starrcade 1997. Remember the WCW figures that vibrated? When you press the button on the side, they would just vibrate.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay. Oh boy, look those up, Shelby. You'll have.
Yeah.
It was supposed to simulate them getting hit, but kids would just hit it and they would just vibrate. So girls would just use them as vibrators and shit. No shit. A shoot, man. It's a shoot. So it was Sting and Hogan Starrcade 97 theme figures, the vibrator ones. Both of them in the box, but they were used. But it has the box with it. How much is this figure set going for, Shelby?
They were used.
Just like that. They were used. They're not signed.
For what you think they were used for.
Well, or so you think.
That. Or yeah, so I think, yeah.
So they're not signed?
They're not signed. No, not signed.
Okay. I'm gonna say $100.
$100. Nick, how much are the Sting and Hogan Starrcade 97 figure vibrator figures going for?
$52.
Nick gets it again. They're actually going for $42.
Wow.
$42. All right. So lately, the ring worn stuff I like doing because I usually find the ass blasters, as I like to call them. Even though Nick yet again is up to one, I got to do this one. This is a cool one too. I think both of y'all are going to enjoy this one here. I found a Ric Flair signed. Ric Flair signed ring worn boot. And not only is it a Ric Flair signed ring worn boot, it is from Starrcade 1983.
Wow, the first Starrcade.
First Starcade. So you know what? I think you were the one that suggested something from the first Starcade.
No, it was 85, not 83.
Oh, was it 85? Well, I'll
But
still
83 is a good one too.
you've actually lost 2 in a row. So like I'll give it to you first. How much is a Ric Flair signed ring worn from Starcade 83 going for?
I'm gonna go with 10 grand.
10 grand. All right. And Nick, how much is a Ric Flair signed ring worn boot from Starcade 83 going for?
23,000.
23,000. Well, bing, 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 bing. That means one of you two have hit it right on the nose.
Ooh.
Oh, I know, right? And normally, if this was the Price is Right, you'd get like $100, but you know, I'm not paying you guys. So
we know.
So the person with the bid of $10,000 has it correct.
Damn right.
$10,000. You lost 2 in a row, though.
That's okay. I got one bang on, so that makes up for it.
All right, so it came from eBay there. So yeah, $10,000 for Ric Flair's boot, which I think, that's one right there that I think is reasonable. Starcade 83, very, very memorable event, very historic event. Ric Flair signed it, his boot, shit, 10 grand. I think that's fair. Whereas Big Show's boot, 17 grand. No, I'll pass. Thank you.
Yeah.
Signed by Tully Blanchard.
You got to get over that Tully Blanchard thing.
Oh,
Best
Lord.
wishes, Tully Blanchard.
Best wishes. That just seems like I just want to be there for that situation. Like, hey, Tully, I'm going to WWE. Could you maybe sign something for me before I go? Sure, kid. I don't know why I have Steve Austin's voice, but whatever. And he's like, wait, I don't have any paper on me or something. Here, let me just get my boot here.
Yeah.
Tully's like, all right, I guess. All right, so let's move on.
Flair and just like, all right.
Let's move on over to Takeover Night 1 here, and we're going to talk about Takeover. We're not going to go blow by blow like other people do, but we will talk about our thoughts and everything like that. And that is the first match on the card. Unless did y'all watch the pre-show matches? Did y'all want to talk about those?
There was a pre-show.
Holy shit! I didn't notice it. Zoe Stark defeated Toni Storm. I thought Toni Storm beat her. I'll be damned. Okay.
I didn't know there was a pre-show, so I didn't watch it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, then we'll hit the first match on there, and that is Pete Dunne taking on Kushida, aka Marty McFly, in a let's see how many times we can make Will cringe by Pete Dunne trying to break Kushida's fingers match. I swear, like every time he does those spots where he like just grabs whoever's fingers and just like snaps them, I'm just like, yeah. It
does make you cringe, and it's something that like nobody else really does, especially like him. I think he could work a really interesting strap match, to be honest, with that gimmick and the bending of the fingers and stuff.
I think Shayna Baszler does it every now and then too. Like she'll grab fingers like a hand or something, and she'll do it. But like Pete Dunne just does it to perfection. Where like every time he does it, I'm just like, yeah. I just have to turn away from the screen. Yeah, I'm just like, oh fuck. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Pete Dunne. Like I think Pete Dunne has like probably one of the best takeover matches ever in him and Tyler Bate at NXT Chicago.
Yeah,
that is like one of the best takeover matches ever. But what do we think of Pete Dunne and Kushida?
That's all right.
Go ahead, Nick.
Of everything this week, and like I was looking for what's going to keep my interest, and when I look at all the matches between Takeover and WrestleMania, it's one of the ones that actually kept my interest, which was very few of them. It was kind of a nice little showcase for Pete Dunne, a nice little exhibition for Kushida. The right person won, and here we are.
Yeah,
this is one that I had the least amount of interest in, but you know, again, I like Pete Dunne. Kushida hasn't really done a lot in NXT to really be like, oh yeah, fuck, I gotta watch more Kushida. I think there was only one match that I was really like, oh, I gotta watch this match, and of course that was the one against Velveteen Dream, where I was like, oh, I gotta watch this match, But like this one right here, yeah, I gotta admit, because I like Pete Dunne. So of course I gotta tune in and watch it. But yeah, I mean I had low expectations going in, and they were erased, and I dug it. I dug it for what it was.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, next up we had the 6-man gauntlet eliminator challenge, which was 2-men start and then Royal Rumble style. Every 3 minutes somebody comes in, but pinfall or submission will get you eliminated. Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff started out, but there's some chaos before it. Then we have Bronson Reed coming in, Big Bronson Reed. Then who is it? $1 Million Grimes, aka the new leader of the Undisputed Era. Not yet, but soon.
Never.
The intellectual
Ruin
property.
the Undisputed Era.
God, I would
It's
like
already
it so
ruined, man.
I would like
Nah,
it so
they're
much
over.
better.
They're
Like
not
I said
ruined.
before, I would like that so much better than this $1 Million Grime bullshit he's doing. Then we have Dexter Lumis coming in, and then finally L.A. Knight, who got the last spot by winning the Battle Royal last week. And the only thing I can say about this is just Dexter Lumis was eliminated second.
The wrong guy won, because going into night 2, you knew he wasn't winning the title. I didn't see him as a threat at all going into night 2 when he's just been playing around with LA Knight and it made him look like a bitch in the gauntlet.
I would have been okay with Bronson Reed winning if he would
me
have
too.
beat Dexter Lumis in the final. Dexter Lumis was the second one gone, who is like one of the main people Gargano has been feuding with in the last few months, you know? But then, like,
Yep.
Lumis is the second one eliminated. Like,
Well, and of Swerve and Bronson Reed, like in the final too, I would have preferred Swerve if it was going to be Gargano retaining.
yeah, but then you would have had, I mean, I know I think there's like another match that we're going to talk about later like this, but then you'd have yet another heel versus heel thing.
Who cares?
Well,
It's a virtual fan board, and everybody that's in attendance at the Capitol Wrestling Center is paid for anyway. So, like, it doesn't.
Well, I kind of
Yeah.
All right, well, fair enough. I was just mainly. I mean, I thought overall though, like match wise, did we like the Gauntlet Eliminator? Did we like this concept and everything?
The concept is all right. I mean, yeah, it was fun for what it was, I guess.
Yeah, I just think Lumis should have won. It would have made more sense to me. But as we record this, NXT is on its new night of Tuesday. I put these up on Wednesday, but apparently there's an 8-man tag match where it's Reed, Lumis, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions versus the Entire Way. So maybe that'll the Entire Way.
Yeah, wait for that.
Yeah,
The entire way.
the entire the whole way. You know?
The whole way. I like that better, actually.
The whole way.
All right, and the next match here is probably the match that at least me, again, I don't know what you guys think, I was waiting for the most, and that is Walter defending the NXT United Kingdom Championship against Tommaso Ciampa, which thank God he finally shaved his fucking hair.
Yeah, you know what I wrote actually was when they were playing the video package, I wrote, please shave your head. And then he came out and I'm like, oh, he did.
That's all, oh God, when I noticed he shaved his head, I was like, oh, thank God. And it wasn't like till like 3 minutes into the match is when I finally noticed.
I think he did that because, like, you know, in the leading weeks to it, he kind of looked weak, right? Like he was the old man, you know, that was getting beat up by, you know, the heel and the young guy and whatever, right? And then he shaved his head to go back to and they kept referring to it on commentary, right? That he was the 2018 Ciampa, you know? So I think they kind of, I think he grew his hair on purpose and then shaved it right before the event on purpose as well. Because he was also wearing, he had short trunks on too, which he's been wrestling in the long trunks lately.
Yeah. Isn't Walter like 40?
Yeah, but I mean, with Ciampa with that hair, even with Ciampa without that hair, Ciampa looks like 20 years older than fucking Walter.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I will say that Walter looks like he could pass as like, I'm 19 and I hit puberty early. Like,
yeah.
Now, for comparison's sake, I want to say this for the match. The match was great, but I want to say this. The Gauntlet match was 23 minutes and 14 seconds. This match, Walter and Ciampa, was 16 minutes and 59 seconds. I think they should have shaved some time off of that Gauntlet somewhere, and they should have
added it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard my dryer buzzing in the background.
5 minutes shorter.
I don't know if you heard my dryer buzzing in the background, like the next entrant of the Royal Rumble was coming out, but
when Walter chopped that table, I was just like, oh, And then it kept going from there. Oh,
Yeah.
a couple
But
times I was
I
out of my
think
chair.
that I wanted like 10 more minutes of these guys.
See, I wanted 5 minutes less.
And the
This is a
crowd
good
was
match,
chanting
don't get me
"Fight
wrong.
forever,"
I love
man.
this match, but it felt like they could have ended it at that power bomb, and that would have been totally fine. Like I said,
Like,
don't get me wrong. I love this match, and it was a great match. And it going a little bit shorter is only a minor thing. Or it going a little bit longer than I'd hoped was a little minor thing. You know what I mean? I think it could have went 5 minutes shorter.
someone's been listening to their Uncle Corny again.
Actually, he loved it, and there was
He
a couple.
did love it, but he also said that if it would have went on a little bit longer, it'd been too much. But I disagree.
Yeah.
I think it should have went on longer.
I also didn't like the slap to the table. I didn't like the way the table broke. I thought it looked kind of shitty and fake.
Yeah,
If
like
the table
Brian,
just fully collapsed, I think it would have been better.
Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, he said that he didn't like the way the table cracked, but I thought there was nothing wrong with it.
And then my only other complaint about this match was like how many times Ciampa bounced off the ropes near the end to hit Walter. I get why they did that. It just felt like it was a few times too many. But I mean, other than that, it was a great match. They beat the crap out of each other. Just beat the tar out of each other. It's incredible.
I just think Ciampa should have won.
Yeah. Well, no.
I would have liked to see Ciampa win, but I don't think he should have.
It would have been nice, but they made
Walter.
the right call.
Walter should hold on to that belt for another 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
Why not? Excuse
no.
me. Why not Ciampa win, and then they keep playing up, and then why not have what's his name, Thatcher, just go ham again on Ciampa, and then boom, now they're feuding over the title this time.
Because what happens to Walter afterwards? Walter's been this
I don't know. Buy him like fucking ice cream in a CD. I don't know.
I would like to see
Walter's got something
challenger for Bobby Lashley.
I don't know. They're making titles for everything. Give them the NXT Intercontinental Championship at this point. I don't know.
The NXT UK Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sure.
Or like Walter comes out to challenge Reigns. He will acknowledge me. Gunka did the Imperium music hits, and then just
but he doesn't want to do that schedule. I don't think.
A lot of these guys in NXT and NXT UK ain't gonna make it 10 seconds on the main roster, and Walter is one of them.
Walter might be an exemption.
No, I don't. I could probably see him being like a flash in the pan, by which I mean like he'll come in with like a lot of fire. You know, it'll look like they're gonna do something with him, and then it'll just fit. Look what they did to him at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know. Yeah. All right. So moving on to the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship match, MSK taking on Grizzled Young Veterans and Legado del Fantasma, which I still can't understand why that tag team is in this match. But I think the shocker here, because I think we all picked Grizzled Young Veterans to win this match, and surprisingly, MSK
picked MSK actually.
Oh, did you?
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you not pick MSK?
I thought I picked Grizzled Young Veterans.
I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure you did.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
I thought we all picked Grizzled Young Veterans because it's the only team that really made sense. Because I didn't think they would put MSK. I didn't think they'd put the titles on MSK that quick. But old Papa H there, he proved us wrong, and he went for it. Papa H. He put the tag titles on MSK as they yet again defeated Grizzled Young Veterans, which they gotta stop taking so many fucking pinfalls.
You said Papa H. It made me think of Puppet H from those old
Puppet H
things they used to do.
Yes, are you serious? Oh my god, the one web show they shouldn't have canceled.
That was fantastic.
Oh, that was so good.
And then they canceled it.
I know.
I was like, are you what?
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, go look up on WWE's website. Are you serious? Oh, there's the buzzer again. Another Royal Rumble entrant coming. Go look up Are You Serious? It's so good. It's basically like if Botchamania was a WWE show. It's so good. Go watch it. And Puppet H is a thing. But not really a lot to say about the tag team title match? Anybody?
No.
I skipped.
Yeah,
Shelby?
no.
I skipped it.
Okay. All right, and in the main event, we have Io Shirai defending the NXT Women's Championship against Raquel Gonzalez. Phenomenal match. That's all I can say. Great match because I'm a big Raquel Gonzalez mark, so of course I was pulling for Raquel Gonzalez. I'm really starting to believe that Io Shirai is starting to be the Shane McMahon equivalent in NXT, by which I mean by like, okay, let's book a match with Io Shirai in a way that we can just make her jump or fall off of something huge.
Yep.
I like
because they found a way to make her jump off of that.
They had a
They
camera
made her
standing behind that skull, and that was the only time they showed a shot from there was when she was jumping off it. Wow.
Which the way she took that bump though, I got to give it credit because like when she took that bump, it was all hip.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was all hip, man, and like, damn, I couldn't imagine taking that. Because like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I mean, shit happens, like, as they say, it's not ballet, and shit like that. But like, damn, if like Raquel was just over just a little bit more, they would have had it perfectly. But like, she was just off just a little bit, and like Io took it all on the hip, man. I'm just like, damn, bro. But like my only problem with that is just like I'm pretty sure that was more than a 10 count.
Oh yeah, 100%. They spent too much time outside the ring in this match. Like, what the hell?
But Raquel Gonzalez picks up the win, becoming the new NXT Women's Champion, which I'm jazzed for because Raquel looking all good and everything. Shit, I'll take it. What do you guys think?
It was decent.
All right.
Just all decent, right. Just all right. What the hell?
Yeah.
I honestly thought the best women's match out of all the shows was Tag Team Turmoil. So that's
what?
Ooh.
Yep.
You're gonna get
honestly, I would
that,
probably
man.
say this was the best women's match, but
okay, you're gonna get some heat for that. But all right, okay.
I really enjoyed Tag Team Turmoil.
There was one thing about Tag Team Turmoil I enjoyed, and if you know me, you'll probably know what it is, but we'll get there.
I think we all know what it is.
What is it? Oh, no, not that. No, not the nips.
Okay.
No. All right. Night 2 of NXT Stand and Deliver. We had a pre-show match. It was the number 1 contendership for the tag team titles. And believe it or not, Killian Dane and Drake Maverick defeat Breezango.
I heard this later in the night. I had no idea. I wrote it down somewhere about them being like the number 1 contenders. I was like, when did this happen?
You wrote it down somewhere. Wow, you're really keen on your note taking for this show, huh?
Wow. Oh, there it is right there. It's right after ladder breaks are stupid.
And speaking of ladder breaks, Santos Escobar taking on Jordan Devlin in the opening contest for the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship in a ladder match. So what did we think?
Hear that this was the first ladder match for the Cruiserweight title? And did they mean like this version of the Cruiserweight title?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the first ladder match for the Cruiserweight title ever, I think.
That's crazy.
I don't ever remember.
Because in WCW, they did a contract for the Cruiserweight title. They did a ladder match for the contract for one. So to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure this is the first ever ladder match.
That seems crazy.
Thinking back to the original Cruiserweight title in WWE. No, there was never nothing.
Yeah, like even like dating back to WCW and everything, there wasn't one.
That's like, and if I think of all the champions, like all the Cruiserweight champions from before, like Paul London, Nunzio, Billy Kidman,
they were never given time either. So
Classic, Jacqueline, even dating back to Matt Hardy, there was never a ladder.
Yeah. The only ladder match I can think of in WCW for another buzzer. Got another entrant in the Royal Rumble.
It's the third phase of Foley.
I know, right? Yeah. Like I said, they had that ladder match at Starrcade 2000 for the contract to see who gets the title match. That was won by Helms and Shannon Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 count. And I think before that they maybe had like a couple pole matches, like they had the pinata on a pole, pinata. But like, yeah, I don't think they've ever. I think, yeah, even in WWE era, like when like they brought it over and like Rey Mysterio was like cruiserweight champion every other week. I don't think they ever had a ladder match. Yeah, this
That's
is the
great.
first one ever. Yeah. But speaking of the ladder match, what did we think of the ladder match? I thought it was pretty good. They didn't do anything too bonkers, They didn't start,
No, one-on-one ladder matches can be really good, right? Like
yeah,
sometimes with the multi-man matches, it just gets to be too spotty. But this one
yeah.
wasn't too bad. The only thing I wrote down ladder breaks are stupid because they look. I think they look terrible. It looks like a wooden ladder.
It is a wooden ladder.
But like, why are you using a wooden ladder? I don't know. Anyways, the other thing I wrote down was why weren't Escobar's men there from the start? There's no disqualifications in this match, and Escobar's a heel. So why
psychology?
They were trying to. It was trying to make Escobar look as if he was going to do it on his own to play up the. It's not the Lord of Lucha Libre. What is he? That's Penta.
Plus, technically this match was heel versus heel. Plus, I think it was one of those things where, like, he was starting to get over as a face there towards the end.
Yep.
There was more Escobar chants in that crowd than there were for Jordan Devlin. So I think it was like one of those things where, like, they had to do it to get him over as a heel again.
They sent Wild and Mendoza. They sent Wild and Mendoza out because they're like, oh shit.
But his guys could have been there the whole time.
No, but
well, then you could have just made it a fatal 4-way at that point. Then,
well, it's
and
true.
you could have put a different tag team in the damn 3-way tag team match from the night before. Because I still don't understand why Legado didn't vote tags, whatever, what is in that tag team match.
Yeah, they didn't need to be there. They didn't play a factor into the finish.
I would have put Breezango in that tag team match.
Dane and Maverick.
Or Dane and Maverick, anybody, I would have preferred.
Or even Imperium.
Maybe not them. But...
Well, I would have booked them to win, but that's...
Yeah. So, but overall, what do we think of the ladder match? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. All right, next up was Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defending our new favorite title, the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, against The Whole Way.
I skipped it.
What exactly?
Not the whole way, just part of the way.
Half the way.
Half the
way. Yeah.
What is the way supposed to be?
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, but like, what are they supposed to like? I don't understand what they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to shoot.
Okay. So Austin Theory helped Gargano, and Indy Hartwell helped Candice with Scream Mess, and Johnny and Candice are showing Austin and Indy the way of.
And all together, they want to show us the way.
Oh, I see.
So they are the way.
They are the way. Right. Gotcha.
But like Indy Hartwell, the only thing I want to say about this match, because I'll be honest, I was just like, because this was one of those matches I was like, I'm going to skip because it's a foregone conclusion that the way was going to win. But again, old Papa H swerved this year.
Yeah.
Because I was damn sure that they were going to win. Because I was like, yep, we're going to have three NXT Women's Tag Team Champions within a month of the debut. Awesome. Sweet. But no, we were wrong. And Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart retained, which good for them. Which FYI, sucks for Shotzi Blackheart. Her dad was just there to watch her win those titles, and then unfortunately her dad passed away, which that has to fucking suck.
Oh.
Just like last month, her dad watched her win those NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and then her dad died. Like, fuck.
I suppose
she got to see
her win it. Yeah.
Exactly. But still, that's gotta suck too, though, man, in a way. Like, oh, fuck, he was here to see it, but then, like, damn, he died. Yeah. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, Indy Hartwell. I didn't realize how fucking tall Indy Hartwell was until they showed a picture of her standing next to Candice LeRae.
Well, Candice is really short too.
Well, I know, but still, man, like I thought Indy Hartwell was like, I just didn't realize how fucking tall Indy Hartwell was until I saw a picture of her standing next to her, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
All right, so not much to say about that one. And our second title match of the evening, or third. Johnny Gargano taking on Bronson Reed with the NXT North American Championship on the line. Bronson Reed being the winner of the Gauntlet Eliminator Challenge from the night before. So, what did we think of Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano?
I skipped it because it was a foregone conclusion that Gargano was.
I wrote Gargano leg slap, leg slap, leg slap.
Aren't those supposed to be banned?
I thought they were too, but he did it 3 times in a row.
Maybe they're only banned on the main roster.
Maybe that's probably true. Actually, they were probably like,
Triple
well, we
H
can't
is
ban
just like,
the
fuck it,
NXT
flap
guy.
your leg all you want. I don't give a fuck.
They did this weird cartwheel spot, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think it was a Hurricane Rana. Gargano did a Hurricane Rana on Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed did a fucking cartwheel out of the Hurricane Rana. It looked awkward and weird. Like, it was so out of place. I think Bronson Reed should have won here, though. I'm not a big fan of heel
I thought
guys.
whoever was gonna win the gauntlet was gonna win the title, whether it would have been, except for the only one that if for somehow Leon Ruff would have ended up winning the gauntlet, that'd probably been the only one where I'm like, well, you're not gonna win. But everybody else, whether it had been Bronson Reed, LA Knight, Swerve, or Cameron Grimes, I thought any of them, if any of them would have won except for Leon Ruff, they were going to win the title. But again, oh, what a swerve, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I thought for damn sure Dexter Lumis was going to win. I was like, all right, well, this is going to be his, because he's got a crowd behind him. When he comes out, they're chanting for him and everything. I would have much rather have seen the Lumis Velveteen Dream tag team that they were going to go with.
Hey, we're going to go with Lumis and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, right before Velveteen Dream kind of, had a little bit of controversy behind them. They set up Lumis and Dream as a tag team. Like it was basically Velveteen Dream doing a promo of like what's next for Velveteen Dream. And Lumis snuck up behind them and put in a drawing. And it was a drawing of him and Velveteen holding the NXT tag team titles. And Velveteen looks at it like, what the hell? Where did this come from? And like, what's it? They were planting the seed for it, but then that's when the speaking out thing happened, and then he got into a car wreck and everything. So they cut the plans on it.
That would have been hilarious.
Oh yeah, I was jazzed for it. And then he came back, and then he left again, and he came back again and left again. Like,
I feel like that would have ended with Lumis on a leash.
Oh, I was like, does he mean metaphorically or? And I was like, oh, he means the other way. And coming up next, we have Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship against the male equivalent to Bianca Belair. That being Karrion Kross.
Hate me. You're going to absolutely.
I did not watch this match because I could give 2 fucks about Karrion Kross. I don't give a fuck.
You're going to hate.
Skip to the finish, and I still didn't care.
This was my favorite match of the whole everything we watched.
What?
I loved it. I loved Kross beating the absolute piss out of Balor.
All right, this episode is no longer titled Fuck Jordan. It's Fuck Shelby.
Kross looked like a menace in this match. He just beat the piss out of Balor.
He looked like he stole gear from the Highlanders.
I don't know. He kind of reminded me of what was that guy's name in the Crockett? The Russian.
Robbery.
I can't stand Karrion Kross.
Honestly, this makes me want to watch more NXT. I loved it.
I hate him. But isn't NXT like your go-to?
I haven't been watching it. Until we started doing this, I hadn't really watched any actual wrestling in over a year.
Weighing in at 2 stone. I fucking hate Karrion Kross. I can't watch anything with him. I can't stand him.
I think you're missing out. I really like that.
No, I'm not. I've seen him before. It's not like I haven't seen anything with him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a basis to hate him.
To be fair, he does look like a penis with a little mustache. So, and the Highlanders gear on.
I don't get what everybody sees in him. Everybody was just like, "Oh my god, he's so good." No, he's fucking shitty.
Every time I see him now, I'm gonna think I'm Robbie.
Oh my god, He's got Scarlett going for him. That's about it. I get what people see.
You know what? Actually, she's my least favorite part of the two. I don't like her look. It's weird. She's got like this goth look to her.
She makes me miss Scott and Steiner when they were both in Impact.
I don't get what Shelby's on tonight. He's been smoking a little bit too much. You have smoked your mind retarded. First, this is your favorite match of the whole weekend, and now you're like, I don't get Scarlett.
I know. Yeah.
Shelby,
but y'all are probably not gonna like my opinion of the next match anyway. So, speaking of which, is the unsanctioned, no rules, no liability match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Now, when I heard this match went off, people went fucking bonkers for it. I mean, more bonkers than Ciampa and Walter. So I was like, oh yeah, I think I was working the night this one happened. So I was like, oh, I got to check it out. And I mean, was it a good match? Yeah. I'm gonna sit there and say, yeah, it was a good match. But I fell asleep watching it.
It went on way too fucking long.
You know, like people are putting this up there as like, oh my god, this is one of the best NXT matches ever and shit. Wrong. I mean, I think matches like Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream was a better match than this.
Andrade and McIntyre was good too.
You know, or Andrade and Gargano.
Yep.
Hell, I still stand by that. You know, like Shinsuke and Zayn, or Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne from Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. It went too long. You know, they do a good job of making like when they use weapons, not making it look like a Home Depot display where they're purposely setting up things to do different moves with.
It was the first appearance this week of the 4 shows of Toolbox. So
the first appearance.
That.
I liked what you did with the chain.
Yeah, that was
tying
cool.
It to the ring rope and then the clothesline. I was like, oh, what they're gonna do with that? I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool.
See, my thing with that match, when Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker put on the unsanctioned match they put on a few weeks ago, nothing was going to beat that to me if it was unsanctioned.
I just, you know, people started. This wasn't even a case of like this match was overhyped. It was just, you know, I just did not think it was as great as you know people said. You know, I mean, maybe it is a case of overhype, but I don't know. People were just like, this is the best thing ever, and I'm just like, oh, okay, oh man, I can't wait to watch this because I was looking forward to watch it regardless of what happened. You know, even if I didn't read about anything that happened. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to check this out regardless. You know, but then like I got home and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, all right, I even fell asleep. You know, I woke up and I heard, this is what I heard when I woke up. That was an unbelievable match. I was like, oh shit, I missed it. I got to go back and fuck. You know, like that, you know, that's how like fucking bored with this match I was and shit. You know, so I was like, I got to go back and watch the finish and shit. And like, I mean,
the finish was kind of.
I thought Ciampa and Walter was the better. Like, if I had to pick the best match of Takeover, it was Walter and Ciampa.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
The finish of this match was stupid. Cole and O'Reilly are on the top rope. So O'Reilly gives Cole a low blow. Cole kind of like falls down out of the ring onto the ring apron and then crawls onto an upside down chair. What? Why would you ever do that?
Psychology.
Sure. I'm going to crawl onto an upside down chair so that somebody can put me through it.
It feels like later on they should have just had, like, I just think of Peter Griffin. I awoke several hours later. Hey.
I don't know. I didn't see the hype in it.
It was good, but
I don't know. But speaking of hype, at the beginning of this podcast, I was kind of lagging. You know, I was kind of lagging ass and everything. You know, but I kind of got hyped up a little bit because during the eBay game there, I was drinking a Raise energy drink, and that kind of got me hyped up. I was drinking a Raise energy drink.
What's that?
Oh man, it's a great energy drink that has 0 sugar, no crash. It has electrolytes in it. So not only were you going to get energy, it's not only going to refresh you, you know, it's going to get you hyped up and everything that I am now. Because now I'm all hyped up because we're about to talk about WrestleMania. Or not WrestleMania, I'm sorry. We're going to do the Sports List of the Week right after this. And you can get Ray's energy drink at repsports.com. And you can get Ray's energy drink. You can get Broken Arrow pre-workout. You can get T-shirts. You can get hats. You can get anything your heart's desire within that website. I mean, you can try using checkout code artists at other places, but I can't guarantee it's going to work. But go to repsports.com. Use checkout code artists. Save 15%. Get Ray's energy drink, Hyper Sleep, Broken Arrow. Get it all there, and they are a proud sponsor of the Three-Way Dance. So, like I said, we're going to do the Sportster List of the Week, and I picked a good one here. It took me a minute to find this one. More than a minute, I should say, because I hate that term minute when it's longer than a minute. And that is the top 15 WrestleMania matches of all time, according to Dave Meltzer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
This should be interesting.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah.
boy.
So I saw this one, and I was like, this should be a good one here. So let's go here and we'll see if we agree, disagree, you know, the usual. So coming in at number 15, which I think already, at least you two are I think you two are going to really disagree with this one. But coming in at number 15 is Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat from WrestleMania 3 at 4.5 stars.
At number 15, are you kidding me? That's the greatest Intercontinental title match of all time.
Well, I wouldn't say the greatest Intercontinental title match of all time.
No. Steamboat Savage, WrestleMania 3, for me, it's the best Intercontinental title match there's ever been. Fuck.
I think Chris Benoit versus Jericho at Royal Rumble 2000, what was it, 2001 or 2?
Was that the ladder match one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one.
All right. But wait until you see the rest of the list. Coming in at number 14 is The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 17, also at 4.5 stars. That's just for context. That's one where Steve Austin turned heel at the end.
That's their second one. Yeah, honestly, out of the three, I think that one was my favorite. So I'm kind of surprised.
But is it better or worse than Steamboat versus Savage?
Dave was smoking the opium before he put this list out.
And we're only on the second one here.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 13 is Triple H versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27, 4.5 stars.
Oh, good Lord.
Holy shit. Nick's already losing his shit. You know who we're talking about here, right?
I picked a good one this week, I think.
I think his number one is going to be Kenny Omega versus...
no, this is just WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know.
He would figure out a way to make Omega Okada.
Omega and Okada, and then the Bucks versus whoever the fuck.
Okay. Coming in at number 12, it is Undertaker versus CM Punk from WrestleMania 29, 4.5 stars.
If I had a table to flip, I would flip it.
Really? No, but I mean, your Punk and Taker was good though. I think that's worthy of. I think that's worthy of number 12.
But in the top 15 of all time, you have all of the WrestleMania matches to choose from.
I think it's better than fucking Triple H and Taker and Stone Cold and Rock. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe not Steamboat and Savage, but still better.
There are so many other streak matches even you could put on there. Taker and Edge.
Oh, trust me. I read these lists beforehand. So I know what I'm getting into. Trust me. We're going to talk about some more streak. Trust me.
No.
Wait a minute, hold on. After disposing of DX for the past 4 WrestleManias, a new type of degenerate challenged the streak. The Iconolist and Renegade CM Punk would try the best to Phenom in the shadows of New York City. For many For many detractors and Punk fans, this should have been the match that ended the streak, but instead the Phenom showed that he could still hang and defeat the best in the world.
Punk should not have beaten Taker.
I've
Anybody who thinks it should have is retarded.
I've always gone on record and said it should have been somebody who needed it, and if anybody was ever going to beat the streak, it should have been Randy Orton at WrestleMania 21.
Yep.
Anybody that actually had the match, yes.
All right, coming in at number 11. Oh, boy. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. WrestleMania 31, 4.5 stars.
All right, then.
And that is when he had too much opium.
And that is when he had what?
Too much
He had
opium.
smoked a little bit too much of the opium and watched a little bit too much Kenny Omega.
All right, we're going to get a little bit of change of pace here at number 10, and that is Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus The Miz at WrestleMania 34, also rated 4.5 stars.
I'm really curious about how he's doing this and where he's pulling.
Really, I figured that'd change your mind a little bit. Like, oh, okay, change it up. You picked an Intercontinental Championship match.
I just don't really. You're putting that ahead of Steamboat and Savage. It has The Miz in it. First of all, second of all.
Well, I mean, see, you know, our good friend Aaron. You know, he hates The Miz more than I think fucking life itself. But when The Miz is put in there with the right people, I think he can perform. I mean, like, there's that Fatal 4-Way match from Extreme Rules that nobody talks about, but that's a phenomenal fucking Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental title. And I'm just like, I even went to Aaron after that match. I was like, this has to change your mind about The Miz. And he was like, nope. I was like, what?
I am The Miz and I am the host of SmackDown. Hoorah! I just...
Yeah.
That didn't
walk around in bunny suits and John Morrison with his mullet. And
we'll get to that.
Oh.
All right. Coming in at number 9, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston from WrestleMania 35. Again, coming in at 4.5 stars.
I love that match. I love the moment, but on the 15 greatest WrestleMania matches, it has no
I can
place.
disagree.
Again, I think great moment. I think great nail biting moment because there was a part of me I was just like, they're not going to give this belt to Kofi. You know,
I don't think they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look how they took it away from him.
Well, considering initially it was going to be Mustafa Ali, and then he got hurt.
Mustafa Ali.
No, from what I read,
like
see, I thought that too, but I recently read, but no, you know who was originally supposed to be in this spot at WrestleMania? Kevin Owens.
Really?
Yeah.
Daniel
Bryan.
I
thought it was Mustafa.
That's what I thought too. Apparently, the Mustafa Ali, he was originally supposed to go deep in the gauntlet. That was originally planned. And he was supposed to have a good showing in the Elimination Chamber. That was planned. But everything after that was not planned for Mustafa Ali like people thought. He was originally...
It was KO.
Daniel Bryan, because remember, they started the face run with Kevin Owens, and they only turned him heel because Kofi Kingston needed somebody to defend the title against first. So, yeah, it was originally supposed to be a face Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. But when Kofi Mania took off, they needed to do a huge U-turn. Yeah. I thought it was Mustafa Ali, too. I didn't read this till recently. All right. Coming in at number 8, we're finally getting out of 4.5 star region. But it is Bret Hart versus Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10, 4 3/4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'd agree with that. But
yeah.
First one out of 15.
Yeah.
All right. I agree with that. I'm not really big on a lot of real technical wrestling matches, big on, arm bar and rest hold type of matches. There's not a lot of them in my repertoire that I'm just like, oh yeah, I dig that match. Like, this is one of them though. This is one I can sit and be like, oh yeah, shit, yeah, I can get behind this match. I think another one actually involves Bret Hart, and that's Bret Hart versus Benoit in the Owen Hart Memorial match. There's another
a lot of people can get behind Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. I think a lot of people could sit and watch that match and enjoy it. You
Well,
know,
see, it's
there's a lot
funny
of
because like
facts
this
to it.
match, yes, I can, but people always rave about Brett versus Owen in the steel cage at SummerSlam, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I think that match is
No.
stupid.
I don't
Mm.
like that one.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
like
I'm not the only one. Okay,
the
good.
solid one-on-one from Mania. That's it.
Okay,
The one in the cage was I just
okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who like because I always hear about that cage match. I'm just like, I don't like it that much. All right, coming in at number 7, TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17, 4 3/4 stars.
okay.
Eh,
Oh,
probably could have been a little bit on the, you know, closer to 15, I think, but
really?
yeah, I don't know. It's a good match, don't get me wrong, but I think there's more classic wrestling matches in WrestleMania history than TLC.
Okay. Coming in at number 6 is Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21, 4 3/4 stars.
I like where that's at too. I love that match.
This is
I
going
love
back to
that.
what I said about, you know, technical matches, and this is another one that's in there where I'm just like, oh yeah, I can get down to this.
I can watch
Yeah.
that anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good one.
Anytime.
All right, coming in at number 5, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25, 4 3/4 stars.
Yeah, okay.
Eh.
Okay, who did meh?
Yeah, no, I meant like
Oh,
not
okay.
meh. Yeah.
And I read this list beforehand. I think these two should be switched. But Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 26, 4 3/4 stars.
Yeah, I'd switch them.
Yeah, that's
You know, a lot
fine.
of people always put WrestleMania 26 above 25 when it comes to the
25 is
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels WrestleMania matches. And I always thought 25 was way better than 26.
Yeah,
I think
thought
26 just
25
meant
was better.
more. Like there was more
Yeah,
behind
maybe meant more because it was his retirement,
Yeah.
essentially. But like, I match wise, 25 was like way better. I think you
Yeah.
could sit down non-wrestling fans in front of Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, and I think they'd be like, "Whoa, man!"
Yeah.
WrestleMania 25, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh man, I think Nick's gonna have a fucking aneurysm when I say this one. I'm gonna say the WrestleMania and the star rating first, then the match. That is
Brace
WrestleMania
myself here.
28, 4 3/4 stars. Undertaker versus Triple H, Hell in a Cell. Number 3.
I hate you, Dave Murphy. I hate you so much.
I agree though. It was an okay match, like for an
I would
Undertaker.
put the damn gimmick battle royal ahead of that bitch. Like, fuck.
I don't know about that, but
Cheeky baby. Like,
I mean, like it was a decent match, but like, yeah, above Michaels and Undertaker from 25, bullshit.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like yeah, okay. Coming in at number 2, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10, 5 stars.
okay. That's okay. I feel a little bit better now. All right.
Right.
What's
And
number 1 though?
let's do let me do how like that Brian guy does with Jim Cornette. What do y'all think number 1 is?
I think it should be Brett versus Austin.
Okay, Nick, what do you think number 1 is?
Hoping Brett versus Austin, but knowing Dirty Dave, it's probably Brett versus Shawn.
Well, y'all are correct. It is actually Brett versus Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13, 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
the best match in WrestleMania history, in my opinion.
So y'all pretty much hated this list up until number 9, I think. No, number 8 is when y'all were kind of like, okay, y'all can get behind this. But everything
Yeah, I could
before
not get
that,
behind Dirty Dave in
Well-
his hopium.
That was a lot of Nick being very negative about it. I was kind of quiet, more or less.
I know. Yeah, once Nick was pissed off, like the second one we did, I was like, yeah, I picked a good one this week.
I mean, it's Dave Meltzer, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes I can. Sometimes I'm okay with him.
Yeah,
But this was just atrocious.
he used to be a lot better before he got bought out by AEW. So, you know.
Hey, no. That's only that. It's unconfirmed reports to say that.
Unconfirmed is good enough for me.
No, unconfirmed sources, rather. Sources. Can't be reports. Sources with Dave. Sources.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the sports star list of the week, and I believe I picked a good one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because we pissed off Nick pretty well, so that's always good.
Yeah.
So let's move on to WrestleMania, the 2-night spectacle here.
Oh boy.
I know. Or should we call night one WrestleRania?
Okay, Michael Cole.
So it rained a lot.
It gonna rain.
Hey, the rain delay was more entertaining than Lashley versus McIntyre for me.
Yeah. Although I will say, no, I think my jaw hitting the floor when Lashley retained was more entertaining because
Yeah. That was the right
again,
result.
if you would have said, here's a free $1 million, bet on a match, I would have bet all the fucking money on McIntyre, thinking I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna double up.
I liked watching the crowd because there's a few that are like, yeah, and then most are like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
That just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have bet all the money on Drew McIntyre, and I would have lost everything because I would have bet damn Skippy that McIntyre was walking, because that's what I've heard for a year, is that they were going to give him his moment because he didn't get it last year in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll wait another year till they can have an actual stadium full.
Don't say
Which
that,
honestly
Joe.
would make more sense. Give him a break. Give him some time off. Bring him back after SummerSlam and start building them up again.
That's a note I want to make. You know, he said stadium full of people. You know, they were allowed 25,000 people into the stadium, so 25,000 tickets were available, but the official attendance was 25,675. So where these 675 fuckers get in at?
Yeah, no shit, eh? I got another question too, actually.
What's up?
Are masks mandatory in some states but not others, or are they just not mandatory at all? Like, is it an option?
Some states are mandatory, some are not, but at WrestleMania, they were supposed to be mandatory.
Because there were a lot of people not wearing them, especially on night 2. I saw, especially, I think it was right in the beginning, there were a ton of people not wearing. Yeah, right when fucking Titus came out.
Yeah, they were supposed to be mandatory, but I've read reports that people were using them as an afterthought.
Yeah.
So Bobby Lashley defeats Drew McIntyre, retains the WWE Championship to the shock of, I think, many.
Mm-hmm. The best part of that match was the shock.
Yeah, that's me, because like when I read that, again, I was at work when this happened, so I was just like, I got to see if Drew McIntyre won on it. And they said winner Bobby Lashley. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
All right. And next up is the tag team turmoil match, with the winner taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler at the next night of WrestleMania. Starting off is Lana and Naomi taking on Billie Kay and Carmella. Carmella and Billie Kay pick up the win there, eliminating Lana and Naomi, which I'll be shocked. That one got me. You know, didn't see that one coming. Out next come the Riot Squad, which this was my favorite moment, because anybody who knows me knows I am addicted to the character Harley Quinn.
Oh, Liv, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. And she came out in like the full Harley Quinn gear with the shorts and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, fucking, give me
I
the
didn't realize until they were like really making a go for like they were really into the match that they were dressed up like Joker and Harley Quinn.
Me too.
I'm just realizing this now. I didn't even know it during the match.
I'm watching. I'm like, well, okay, Liv is obviously Harley Quinn. Wait, Ruby's Joker. Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, a tit. Like,
I think that Alexa made a better Harley Quinn, though, in my opinion.
It was like, well, actually, it was, hey, is that a tit? Was that a tit? So
that's funny.
Back,
I didn't see. You would think me, of all people, would notice that the first time around. I didn't notice it until you sent the picture.
That's funny.
I wasn't even looking for it. I hadn't even heard that it happened, and then I'm watching, and it goes, and they black it out, and she's like turned around when it comes back, and I'm like, that was a tit.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it until after you sent the picture. Once you sent the picture on my Facebook newsfeed, it's like wardrobe malfunction at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah.
But speaking of wardrobe malfunction, Carmella and Billie Kay are eliminated by Riot Squad, and out comes said wardrobe malfunction, and that is Dana Brooke and her tag team partner Mandy Rose, and Mandy Rose becomes the first victim of the wet stage as she takes a tumble on her ass coming out. And that was one of my favorite moments there, is that Mandy Rose falls right on her ass, and Dana Brooke just fucking keeps on going, man. She just pieces out, man.
Yeah.
She doesn't stop to see if she's okay. She doesn't turn around and look. Nothing. Dana Brooke's in her first ever fucking WrestleMania event. She's like, fuck it. I don't give a damn.
It's like, I'm at
On the way to the
WrestleMania.
ring.
My tits gonna pop out.
Yeah. She's like, I gotta show the world my honkers here, man, because they were wearing some the scantily clad outfits there, Mandy and Dana Brooke there. But much like every week on Raw, Mandy and Dana are killed yet again as the Riot Squad again pick up another win and eliminate Mandy and Dana. And then finally, Natalya and Tamina come out. And speaking of more titties, holy shit. Since when did Tamina and Natalya get big ass fucking titties?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, whoa, when did that happen?
Like, okay,
Damn.
like Tamina, you know, her shit's kind of been hidden away for years. So like that, when I was like, oh, okay, she's hid hers. But I don't know if anybody follows Natalya on social. I don't really follow her. She just kind of pops up, no pun intended, in my Instagram, like related stories and shit. She has a sister who's very well endowed. Okay, if anybody listening to this, go search Natalya's sister. You are not gonna be disappointed. But ever since Royal Rumble this year and Natalya came out at number 30, I was just like, when did Natalya get big fucking titties?
Yeah, I was thinking like, wait, those are bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, whoa, Tamina.
Exactly.
And then they won, and I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah. So yeah, Team Titties picks up the win over the Suicide Squad here.
Team Titties going to face Diabetes and Shayna.
So Nick, I think it was Nick that said it. Who said this was their favorite women's match of the weekend?
Me. That was me.
Explain why I grab a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. So my reasoning behind it, you had Lana and Naomi went early. Here's your shot. You have Liv and Ruby just lighting it up. You have Natalya and Tamina getting a meaningful win, like where it should have been, I guess. I wasn't picking them to win at all. Carmella and Billie Kay actually got like the first pinfall, and it's like, holy shit, that shouldn't have happened. Like, I don't know. I just overall, I thought it was actually, I'm just gonna say this now. It was next to Champ and Walter. It was my favorite match out of all of them.
It was the nip slip in the titties, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't even.
I mean, it was a decent turmoil match, but like I don't think it was like it was no. I mean, this is not gonna be on Dave Meltzer's top 15 best matches list, you know?
No, definitely not.
Well, guess it's a good thing I'm not Dave Meltzer then now, isn't it?
That's probably a good thing. Probably wouldn't talk to you if you were.
So, all right. Well, my source probably can confirm that about 93% backstage next week. So, old dirty Dave.
All right. So next up, we have Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro in just a plain old singles wrestling match, and Cesaro picks up the win.
What's Cesaro supposed to be embracing exactly?
Do what?
The Vision.
Is he supposed to be What is the Vision, though?
The Vision.
It's just the Vision is just
the vision.
A change.
Wait. We embrace the vision of the way.
No.
Oh.
That.
Oh, what if the Vision is the way?
No, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
No, but I could actually be okay with if Seth Rollins' vision does happen to be the way. I
Oh
could be
wait,
okay.
I
If
forgot
it
to
ends in
mention.
the
Wait,
demise of the Whammo
I forgot to mention one thing about the women's turmoil match, and that is if that match doesn't prove that Peyton Royce is the Marty Jannetty, I don't know what is. Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But Cesaro whips out the old ROH UFO move. Something he doesn't. He only whips that out.
That
For
was a
special occasions.
surprise.
Yeah, he says he only whips that out for special occasions. So I thought it was pretty cool.
This is his first and only WrestleMania moment. That's what they said on commentary, and I was like, "Yep, this will be his only."
Yeah, his first WrestleMania moment. Yeah, yeah.
And his only
It will
ever.
be his only.
It'll be his only.
Because WWE likes to think we're brain dead and we don't remember continuity. You know. Mhm.
Well, that was on the pre-show, wasn't it? Though.
No, the first Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was on the main show.
Oh, was it main show? Okay.
Yeah. But Cesaro picks up the win. But overall, I thought it was a fine match. I like the finish a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. Next up, we have the New Day defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Amos.
Almost wasn't dressed to wrestle.
This I am so fucking confused on. Like, are AJ Styles and Amos the faces now, and New Day the heels?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out too.
Because that's what they did on this match.
Because that's how they were working, but I think they were working that way just because, you know, AJ had to be in there for so long because almost can't do that many moves, I don't think.
That was amazing though. Like his
But like AJ made the hot tag to almost, and it's like, what the fuck?
I know. I like Xavier Woods on the top rope, and AJ Styles just sitting there. He's like, "No, AJ, no, no."
Yeah.
He dives to the tag, and I like that one spot where like all almost had to do was just lean over, and he would have reached AJ Styles, but he just stood up straight.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is lean over, and you'll reach the tag, dude. And he's just just stood up straight. And I'm just like, dude. But although he didn't do much, were we impressed with what Amos did?
Yep.
I don't even remember what he fucking did. I know he got the win. And I just watched this today.
I liked Styles with the phenomenal forearm off his shoulders. That was sweet.
Plus, it was a great cinematic looking shot. Not cinematic, but a great like movie shot with like it was a camera between Woods and Kofi just like looking at each other like, oh, we're fucked. And it was just Amos standing there like, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, smiling, his teeth just like.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep.
You know.
I saw that. I was like, yes, do it.
And AJ Styles and Amos pick up the win. And plus, I like that Amos changed his finisher up a little bit. Like, before he was doing that finish kind of like Great Khali would, like pick you up by the neck, throw you down, like, okay, whatever. But now he's kind of like adding some stank to it. You know, he's kind of like throwing you, and then he picks you up out of the waist and then does it and everything. He's kind of putting some stank on it. I like that. Kind of changing it up some. But AJ Styles and Amos pick up the win, becoming the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Good thing they followed up on that on Raw. Thank God. Sarcasm. Next up, we have Braun Strowman taking on Shane McMahon in the second ever steel cage match in WrestleMania history, believe it or not. And none of our predictions came through on this one. Like, you know, there was no mic call of Shane McMahon calling him stupid, nothing. But
that was my first note on here was I told you were stupid. I was just waiting for that. I wanted that to happen so bad.
Although I will say there was one spot that made me open my eyes a lot. Like I like my eyes bulged. I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. And that was when Shane made it over the cage and Braun just ripped the cage open and pulled him back in. I was like, okay, shit, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him ripping the cage open like that. Yeah.
The only the one thing I did see coming, I was like, oh god, we are gonna get there. Like, wow, Braun, you are stupid. I thought they were gonna do the Kevin Owens Money in the Bank spot again.
Yeah.
Where they were up top on the cage and he was looking down. I was like, he's gonna throw him to the fucking table again, and but then he just whipped him. You know, for those of you playing the home game of like, you know, can we what high thing can we throw Shane McMahon off this year? This year it was the steel cage.
Right onto the mat, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nothing. Not a
break his fall.
I know it didn't look that bad when you see it in fast motion, but when they showed the slow-mo, it was just like,
Yeah.
Well, you think about it, right? And I mean,
Ooh.
was it
And he's an
Edge
old
versus
man.
Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell, and
Mhm.
Edge wanted to like go through the cell through a bunch of tables, and Taker's like, no, that's too dangerous. But it's okay if Shane just gets thrown off onto the fucking mat. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah, Edge went through like 4 tables or something.
plus when
Yeah,
I was watching the match, I kept looking at
Or
each cage wall.
collapsed a couple tables.
I kept looking at each cage wall because I'm just like, okay, he threw him off that
Yeah.
wall, he threw him off that wall, threw him off. Okay, they haven't used that cage wall. That's the one that they're gonna go through.
Yeah,
You know? And then once he threw him off the cage wall and he picked him up and he was like, "This is for everybody because stupid." I was like, "Here he goes. He's gonna throw him to the fucking cage wall, man. Here he goes." But no, he did the running power slam, pinned him for the win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
When he ripped him through the
this
cage, I was like,
this match had low expectations, but it gave me a little bit more than I anticipated. It wasn't like, you know,
Yeah.
5-star classic, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
it wasn't what it could have been if it was Shane getting the win.
Yeah.
I told you, you were stupid. And for some reason, I just picture The Simpsons when like Homer tries to go over Springfield Gorge and he keeps hitting the thing and he gets pulled back up. And the ambulance hits the tree and he goes back down. And that's what I keep thinking was Shane and
saw
Braun.
that
And I'm just
recently,
like, that would have been so good. Like he gets like thrown off the cage and thrown through the table, and then he somehow is like still good.
That's
and
what I was
gets
like.
out of the
That was my guess once I saw him on top of the cage. I was like, all right, throws him through the table. Moment of recovery. Braun's like, you know, like, yeah. And then he's just like laying on the ground, like,
I told you you were stupid.
And he gets down there and whoops his ass some more for it. That was my guess. But
I would have been okay with that.
yeah,
If Braun had eliminated him by throwing him off of the cage and through the table.
Yeah.
And then Shane has just, I told you, you were stupid. Piece of table falls on his face.
yeah, low expectations going in, better expectations. But speaking of low expectations, the next match on the card, The Miz and John Morrison taking on Damian Priest and Grammy Award-winning superstar here, Bad Bunny.
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit. Bad Bunny in a tag team match, and boy, you want to talk about low expectations going in. I had the lowest of expectations, and I'm going to be using some quotes from Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret here, and he said that usually when they bring in celebrities for wrestling matches, usually it's you know, somebody like a Damian Priest would do all the work, and then somebody like Bad Bunny would come in, kind of, you know, maybe drop an elbow, maybe do like a top rope splash, and then Damian Priest come back in, hit his finish, tag the other guy back in, get the pinfall. Woo, we win, you know? No, not the case with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was the fucking workhorse.
Yep.
Fucking
in
tagged
this
himself
match.
in right at the beginning.
Did
he not tag himself in?
He started
Miz
off the
asked
match.
for him.
He
okay.
did 90% of the match.
Yeah, no, I know that.
And not only did Bad Bunny do 90% of the match, but I only saw 2 things that Bad Bunny messed up, and that was when he had Miz from behind and he ducked too soon before Miz did the elbow. Like he ducked and like Miz didn't even do anything. And then Miz did the elbow and he ducked on time. And when Miz went to throw him out of the ring and
that was the one I saw.
Yeah, and he didn't fucking do it right. He pulled a fucking Enzo Amore on that one, you know, and just hit the fucking road. But other than that, everything was pristine. I mean, his timing was down when he broke up the pin. His execution on moves were just spot on.
Yep.
The Falcon
For
Arrow,
someone
the Destroyer.
was very obviously green in this match. He did a very good job. It was super. It was really amazing.
Unbelievable job, Bad Bunny did. You know, I mean, like out of all the celebrities who've come to WrestleMania, I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor, Floyd Mayweather, Snooki, the guys from, well, even though they didn't do much, but the guys from Saturday Night Live, Maria Menounos, Bad Bunny, like not only did he do the best out of not only did he do the best out of all of them, but I think he literally stole the show on night one.
Yeah.
He
By
took it
far.
seriously. That's
Yeah.
and that's really nice. But I will say that unless he's going to make it a full-time career, I don't really need to see him wrestle again. I don't think.
I think he could be like a Maria Menounos. I wouldn't mind
I
seeing
do
him
too.
pop up every now and then.
Yeah.
Like Maria Menounos, she pops up every now and then, does a little match every now and then. I wouldn't mind seeing, but after the performance he gave at WrestleMania, if they said WrestleMania Backlash, Miz and Bad Bunny in a one-on-one match this time for real, fuck, sign me up. After what I saw at WrestleMania, sign me the fuck up.
Yep, me too.
So yeah, Bad Bunny stole the show with the Canadian Destroyer. His timing on that breaking the pinfall and everything was just pristine with him, except for those two little slip-ups, which, I mean, shit. I mean, there's guys who've been in the business 10, 15 years who do those type of slip-ups.
Yeah.
Look at Enzo Amore. He fucked up, being thrown out of the ring that one time by Simon Gotch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Surprisingly.
I doubt he'll ever hear it, but Bad Bunny, my hat's off to you, man.
Yeah.
And finally, for night one in the main event, Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I skipped
against
till
against the female equivalent of Karrion Kross.
I skipped till the end. Wondered why Sasha Banks was looking like Naomi pre the glow.
Oh, but she was looking fire though.
She looks like Billie Eilish.
I would. Oh God, don't mention her either. But I will say this: out of everything that happened in the match, I will say this: that hair whip. I have a fucking mark on my stomach from that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought I cringed when Pete Dunne snapped fingers.
Yeah.
Holy shit. When Bianca Belair whipped that hair into Sasha Banks' stomach, I about shit my pants. No joke.
Yeah.
I have a welt on my stomach for it.
I heard that. It was like, oh.
Oh my God. Like, my hat's off to Sasha for wanting to take that, because like that could not have felt good. There was no way to fake that one.
No.
Yeah.
Look up the welt on her fucking side for that. But unfortunately, after a pretty cool, I gotta give props where props are due. After a pretty cool exchange between Banks and Belair, Belair hits the KOD, and despite what Michael Cole said, there was not a kick out. It was the 3 count. And Belair is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. And when Cole said there was a kick out, I was like, was there? Was there like a controversial kick out? I went back and looked at it. There was no sign of a kick out. Nothing. I don't know why the hell he said kick out. Maybe he hates Belair as much as I do. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want it to end either.
Mm-hmm. She did a nice 450. I will say that.
I did see the 450.
Yeah,
she still hasn't won me over. That's all I'm gonna say.
No.
I'm still not a big fan of hers. I probably never will be. I don't like the hair whip as much as like that was a pretty crazy.
Man, my
like,
side.
Yeah, like up there with like Walter slaps.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Those chops from Walter this week were nothing compared to that hair whip, man. Like, if you would have asked me this week, like, after seeing what I've seen this week, like, would you rather take a chop from Walter or a hair whip from Bianca Belair? I would have said, fucking chop me. Yeah, I would have said chop.
I'd rip my shirt off right there and chop me right here.
Yeah. After hearing that sound that hair whip made and everything, oh my God, there would have been no way in hell I would have took that. But that was night 1 of WrestleMania. And now we go on to night 2. But before we get to night 2, we got to talk about our sponsor. And that sponsor is repsports.com, where if you guys like working out, which I know you do.
Yeah.
You guys are always hitting the gym and everything like that. I know you are.
Yeah.
Especially Nick, he goes to physical therapy and shit.
Yes, that's right.
And Shelby, he's always going to the gym and trying to pick up chicks and everything. So you know what's really going to get the chicks? Getting that case of Raise Energy. That's what's really going to get them. And before you hit the gym, before you hit that physical therapy and everything, you got to get yourself some pre-workout. You got to get yourself that Broken Arrow pre-workout powder. Put that in your shaker cup. Get that going in there. Mix it with water. Mix it with fruit juice. Mix it with vodka. Whatever your poison of choice is. And you can get all this on repsports.com, and you can save 15% by using my checkout code ARTIST, and you can use that for anything on the website. Raise energy drink, Broken Arrow. If you can't go to sleep at night, you have trouble sleeping, you can get their hyper sleep, knocks you out in about 20 minutes. You know, if you just like their swag, if you just want some hats, some t-shirts, some underwear, I don't know, whatever they have there. Use my checkout code ARTIST, you'll save 15%. All this and more, repsports.com. All right, so let's move on to WrestleMania Night 2. And the first match here.
First.
Do what?
We're going to get the bullshit out of the way first.
First match of the night here is after 4 months of build. Is it 4 months? No, 5 months.
4 months of build.
5 months of build. It's April.
Oh,
no, it is 4. No, April was 4 months. I'm sorry. 4 months of build. Randy Orton taking on the returning Fiend, which, hey, from what I've read, the reports, Nick finally got his wish. Bo Dallas was the burnt Fiend, and then the real Fiend returned in the Jack in the Box. So Nick kind of got his wish. Bo Dallas was the Fiend.
So we went from burned alive to Alexa shooting fireballs out of her fucking hands to Orton versus Bray Wyatt in a one-on-one match. Was this booked backwards?
You're just waiting for me to get done so you can go into your spiel.
Yeah, it was. The whole thing has just been stupid. I hope it's over. I really do.
It's not because Alexa. Yeah, it's not because at the end, Alexa Bliss turns, so to speak, on the Fiend to allow Randy Orton to hit an RKO on the Fiend to win the match, which makes no fucking sense because throughout the whole match, the Fiend was no-selling everything, but one RKO puts him down.
But it's out of nowhere.
But I think Alexa Bliss is Sister Abigail.
You think Alexa Bliss is what?
I think Alexa Bliss is Sister Abigail.
Oh,
and as much as the Fiend is trying to get rid of Alexa Bliss, he can't because she is Abigail. That's why. Because he submitted to Abigail. Got pulled into the trance. Here's the RKO. Boom, done. It sucks, and I hate it.
But still, he no-sold every fuck thing except for an RKO. That's like that time when Braun Strowman was in the Elimination Chamber, and he fucking no-sold like 14 finishers, but then one F5 can put him down.
Yep. No, I agree.
And on top of that, this match only went 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yep.
You managed to wait 4 months for this.
Yep.
Perfect. Shouldn't have went longer than that anyway. Shouldn't have went even that long. Shouldn't even happen.
You should have just had the match and stick the Jack in the Box.
I don't understand why didn't they just do the Firefly Funhouse match. I mean, I know they're kind of leaning away from the cinematic matches ever since the Swamp Fight one because that was god awful, but still.
Bo Dallas.
Well, and I think too with the live crowd, with actual fans being there, they didn't want to do a cinematic match, right?
I don't know.
That was crap.
All right. I just can't believe that's what we waited all this time for the Fiend to come back.
Team Titties and Diabetes.
Team Titties and Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Translation, that is Natalya and Tamina for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which, again, to quote Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, he tore this match apart, saying that like it was bad, it was this, it was that. I happen to thought this was a pretty good match. I thought I liked that they gave it some time.
Yeah.
They gave it 14 minutes and 20 seconds. I like that it had enough time and everything. I think Natalya and Tamina should have won.
I think me too.
But I like that they gave it they could have gave it 5 minutes and 50 seconds like they did Fiend and Orton, but they didn't. They gave it like almost 15 minutes of time, which is the second longest match on the show of night 2, that is. I thought they had a pretty good contest. I mean, it was physical at times. They had some brutality in there. I mean, fucking Shayna Baszler's gonna end up fucking killing somebody.
Well,
They talk about Nia Jax being unsafe for motherfuckers.
I love Shayna.
I would have preferred to just see Natalia versus Shayna, to be honest with you.
For the
I'm
women's
not a
tag
big
titles.
Nia Jax. Yeah, I'm not a big Nia Jax or a Tamina fan, to be 100%
So you would have rather
She
seen
didn't.
wait a minute, let's back up. You would have rather seen Shayna Baszler versus Natalia for the women's tag team titles.
Yeah, these titles don't mean anything anyway.
But they're tag team titles.
Yeah, they're the women's tag team titles. There's
Yeah,
not
but
even a proper women's tag team in this whole thing. There was one.
Actually, there was two.
There was two.
Okay, so I got the Riot Squad. Who's the other one?
Dana Brooke
and Mandy Rose.
That's again 2 people thrown together. Just because
No.
they're blondes?
Yeah, but they've been building
No.
on them for a while now.
Yeah, they were building
be
on
fair,
them,
I
and
don't
they were
watch the
building on
shows.
Lana and Naomi too. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't count Lana and Naomi.
well, or Rusev.
I just
was
think
way
having like
back.
a women's, especially now that they have 2 women's tag team titles, I think having 1 was a stretch. 2 is just
Well, like I've said before, I'm okay with the one women's tag team titles since they said, "Oh, we're going to defend them on Raw,
Yeah.
SmackDown, NXT UK." But now that they have the NXT women's tag title, and like I said, I've been over this in the group chat. I'm like, okay, so does that mean like fucking Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke can win the NXT women's tag team one? Does that mean like fucking Shotzi Blackheart and fucking can win the WWE ones? And fuck, my nose is bleeding now. Like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. You know?
you got that right.
Like, just the one was fine, you know? Like, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I disagree with what people were saying about this match. I think like even like I think Sportster of all people like did a ranking of all the matches from all WrestleManias, and like this was ranked at like out of 14 matches, it was ranked at 13. You know, so I really liked the women's tag team title match. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Wow, you guys are great podcasters. Wow, okay. I thought
It's
it was a
only
really
our-
good match. Here's my reasons why, and you two are like, yeah, okay. All right. Coming up next is the Fight Forever match, and that is Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn with special guest Logan Paul.
Can somebody please just shoot him?
Yeah,
Just bring out a
I
gun
don't
and
like
shoot him in the head.
Logan Paul.
There was a point
and
he was on commentary, right, for the whole thing.
No, he just sat there. He didn't do anything.
He just sat there. Okay, so then he's like, oh, was he pretending to be like beat up after like Sammy got like knocked down or something? Like
No, he was just he was like, okay, at first he was just sitting there chilling, like watching the match. And then like once like Kevin Owens was like doing like spot after spot on Sammy, he was kind of like, oh my God, like Kevin is so fucking awesome and shit. So that's what led to the finish at the end where he was just like he went to Kevin, who was just like, dude, that was awesome, like respect, man, like so respect. And that's when Sammy was just like, dude, what the fuck, man, like you're supposed to be here with me. And he's like, man, get out of here. And then he raises Kevin Owens' hand, like, yeah, man, this is the man here. And then that's when Kevin was like, fuck this, and just stunned him.
But I saw he was sitting in the chair and he was like,
that was him just like reacting to how awesome it was.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood.
Like Kevin Owens did that like package pile driver shit from the top rope or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know the name of the move, but and like out of like awesomeness, he kind of like collapses in the chair, like, oh dude, you know, like kind of like collapsed in the chair, like how, oh dude, that was fucking awesome. So like he collapsed in the chair.
He just over exaggerating it. He just it felt like he was trying to make a joke out of it, to be honest with you. Maybe I was just
I didn't get that. I got what he was doing.
I will say too, can somebody please give Sami Zayn $5 for a sandwich? He looks like a homeless man. Does he still have a home? Do we need to help Sami Zayn?
We should
start
put
a
up the
GoFundMe for
petition.
Sami Zayn.
This is the real conspiracy.
Yeah, maybe that's why you had Logan Paul.
I had no problem. I mean, I don't want to shoot Logan Paul. I had no problem with Logan Paul being at ringside. He didn't do anything fucky to get involved. He didn't do any spots or anything. I like that, you know, like I could tell what he was doing at ringside. Like he was there for Sami Zayn. And throughout the match, he gradually switched to become a Kevin Owens fan. And then at the end, I mean, yeah, Kevin Owens didn't appreciate it, you know, but at the end, he was like, yeah, Kevin Owens, man, this dude's awesome and shit. And then Kevin Owens stunned his ass, and he took a hell of a stunner. He took a head over heel stunner and shit. I dug it for what it was. I think, I mean, he didn't do much, which I don't, for Logan Paul, you didn't need him to do much.
No,
you know?
no, you don't want him to do.
No.
Exactly, yeah, you didn't need him to do much, nor did you want him to. So, I mean, I thought it was a pretty, and of course, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to deliver. You know, for 9 minutes and 20 seconds, you know, so I thought it was pretty decent.
Late. I think this match should have happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know, that's my only complaint about the match in general. I feel like their rivalry has been like so on and off for the past couple of years. Like, they should have done this the year that they had that ladder match for the Intercontinental title. They should have just had KO and Sami Zayn that year. Or maybe like the year after.
They kind of did. They were both in that ladder match. So.
They were in that ladder match, but it wasn't a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I mean, I didn't have.
I liked everything about the match. I liked Logan Paul's little involvement. I liked the story with Logan Paul they were telling on the outside. I thought it was pretty decent.
Plus JBL on commentary. Why are all these? I realized like a little bit earlier too. Booker T was on commentary. Jerry Lawler was on commentary. Why are they having all these like? And then they don't. I don't know. It just seemed like they had too many commentators on this show.
Well, I think Jerry Lawler they put on commentary in the cage match. To quote Brian Zane, they were just like, you know, they didn't want him in the main event because they didn't want any puppies jokes, so they figured they'd throw him in the cage match, get a couple dumb jokes out of him.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Riddle, which I want to note. I was watching before the United States title match. They had Riddle in a backstage promo with the Great Khali, which I'm watching. I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, are they that fucking stupid? Like, they inducted Rob Van Dam into the Hall of Fame, and they're not going to do a segment with Riddle and Rob Van Dam. They're not this dumb, are they? I know WWE's dumb, but they're not this fucking dumb, are they? And then even Khali, like, I don't know if it was Khali or RVD who missed a cue or something, but like, Riddle's like, come on, Khali, you understand, right? And Khali's just like, what? Like, he pulled an Oscar. He was just standing there like, I don't know what to do.
I loved when RVD pulled out the rolling papers and Khali takes them and straight up just opens his breast pocket. I fucking sticks them in there. Just without missing a beat. Just
I know, and then finally when RVD showed up, I was just like, thank God they weren't this stupid and missed this opportunity to put Riddle and RVD in a segment.
I loved Khali taking the papers and just and standing there. I'm like, that is perfect.
But Riddle defends the United States Championship against Sheamus here, which another hard-hitting match here, which almost could have ended Riddle's life if Sheamus would have fucked up that top rope white noise.
That upside down brogue kick was wild.
Oh God, yeah, I'll admit, man, that was sick.
I'm kind of surprised Riddle lost.
Sheamus fucked up, but I don't remember what he fucked up.
He was going for the top rope white noise. He was going to do white noise from the top, and he slipped, but he landed on his feet in the ring. So instead, he dropped him with a regular white noise, and he ran back to the top and dropped a giant knee on him instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but if he would have did anything different, he would have killed Matt Riddle probably.
Yeah.
He would have pulled a fucking Owen Hart on him. Because if they would have fell backwards, that'd been it. It'd been done.
That
Matt
could be
Riddle
why that happened. He might have just dropped them and just decided not to go through with the move.
Yeah. No. But Sheamus winning the United States Championship, which a lot of people seem to think they're like, hey, this is your pat on the back. This is your thank you for, or your consolation prize for, like, hey, sorry we didn't put you in that triple threat match with, Lashley and Drew.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not a big Riddle fan, but I think he should have kept it for a bit longer.
Well, the story is that he wasn't really
supposed
to get
it.
He wasn't supposed to get it. It was supposed to be Keith Lee, so that's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Coming up next, we have Big E defending the Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight, which a lot of people were confused. What's going to be a Nigerian drum fight? Is it just going to be a no DQ match surrounded by drums? Ha, 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 ha. And that's exactly what we got.
Yep.
I think you meant Saba Simba, not Apollo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Saba Simba. I forgot. Simba.
And then
This should have been a Singapore cane match because that's basically what they used. They used like fucking kendo sticks mostly.
I love Corey Graves pretending he didn't know who Dabakato was.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that was Dabakato. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man, I had
because-
no idea.
Which, hey, I love it because for some reason, ever since they did that pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia, the Greatest Royal Rumble, that was like my first taste of Babatunde, aka Dabakato and shit. And like for some reason, I see something in him. I think he could be a big star.
I do.
You know, so I'm glad that they're finally using him again. You know, albeit he's going to be, you know, the muscle to Saba Simba here, but I'm just glad they're using him for something, you know. And plus, he got a big quote unquote debut at WrestleMania in this Nigerian drum fight, but they gave him fucking Umaga's finish, which, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm excited to see him, regardless of what it is that he's doing. Word is that his name is either going to be Aziz or General Aziz.
No, Commodore Aziz.
Oh, is it Commodore? Oh, okay.
Commodore 64.
But
Commodore 64 Aziz.
My only issue is, why does Saba Simba need muscle 1 and 2? Corey Graves trying.
Well, he had like
together.
27 chances at the Intercontinental title, you know, so why not get some muscle to get it?
That's
Yeah.
You know?
But
Should've
then,
won
like,
Alex.
Corey Graves, look at this hulking superstar. I'm just like, oh, Corey, that sucks. Yeah, no, the match itself was, why couldn't it just
Yeah,
been a cane
I think it was too short. It was only 6 minutes and 50 seconds. I was kind of hoping for something longer.
Yeah, me too.
That, like, you know, 27 tables surrounding the ring.
Yeah,
Nobody was hit with a drum.
Off the next match and put it onto this match.
Nobody was hit with a drum. I was really disappointed. You know, I know the Nigerian drum thing was like symbolic, but still, if you're gonna surround the ring with physical drums, somebody better be hit.
At least
You know what
somebody
would have
better
actually
be
been
hit with
kind of
them.
cool is if they had like people playing those drums while they were having a fight. Like just do like a circle around, like just in a parking lot or whatever, and have them fight between the drums while they're getting pounded on.
Yeah, but I think
that
in
would be a
Nigeria
little
they
bit
don't fight in
too
parking lots.
racist.
Well, okay, so fine. Go to a fucking rainforest. Like, I don't fucking know.
I think that would have been a little bit too racialized, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, why not have them fight in the middle of a KFC while they're at it?
There we go.
Oh.
There's a perfect location.
No,
Set up the drums
no,
like
Popeyes.
KFC.
And there will be no episode 5. We're officially canceled.
Yeah, that's good. Well, nobody listens to this anyway, except for your buddy.
What, buddy?
What's the title of the episode?
Oh no, I'm not friends with him. Fuck him. Hey, we're getting
Anyway.
pretty good numbers, man. We got 70 views on the last episode. The second one got, like, I think we're up to 60 on that one, and the first episode's got 74.
It was at
Down.
7. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird.
And next up is probably I think Shelby's lying to us. I think this is his favorite match of the whole weekend, and that is Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. So Shelby, take it away.
I'm gonna read you my notes,
Okay.
and I don't want this taken out of context. But my
Okay.
first note is kick that child's ass. My second note is beat the piss out of her, and then I just have kill, 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 and then after that I have this match has gone on too long.
I don't think we can top that. I don't think we can.
I got nothing.
The right person won.
Yeah. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion. Rhea Ripley was winning. I have nothing to add.
Yeah.
You could've-
But No, I will say this though.
There's
That
stat
was
marks in my paper.
I will say this though. That was the third match in a row that we had a new champion. So after that, I was like 99.8% sure that Roman Reigns was going to win the main event.
Yeah.
So that leads us to Roman Reigns with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman taking on Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match for the Universal Championship in what was the longest match on the card at 21 minutes and 40 seconds, with Roman Reigns not only getting the win, but
in both of them.
He pinned both of them fuckers, man.
Yeah.
He stacked them up and pinned them, which is something a lot of people tend to leave out when they talk about WrestleMania here.
Yeah. Was this match like? This is awesome. Chant broke out in this match. Was this match awesome? Because I don't think it was awesome.
No, it is not what it was cracked up to be.
No,
it was.
Okay.
I mean, it was no, JTG versus Shad from Extreme Rules, but I mean.
Well, it was no Balor versus Cross from Takeover Stand and Deliver.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I was going for the joke.
Yeah.
You.
Are you sure though?
Wow, just because I knew you guys would hate it. But I mean, Roman's a great heel. This was a definitive win for Roman when he pinned fucking both men.
That was
like this was the way it needed to go, and I'm glad they didn't go any other way because I thought honestly because I didn't watch this match till last night I guess. I thought I read that Edge won. I thought he was the fucking Universal Champion, and I was like, well, okay. I know he was winning this match.
Didn't Reigns do the Amos pin too? Didn't he pin him with one foot?
Nope.
No, he laid on top of him.
He laid on top. He made it so that he was kind of diagonal across, so that he was across both of them.
Oh,
and that both shoulders were to them.
I don't know why I thought he did. I don't know why I thought.
I watched that close because I saw a thing on a comment board that suggested that they're going to take it in a direction of, oh well, Bryan's or Edge's shoulders weren't on the mat. No, they were both on the mat. Like there was no denying that he pinned both of them.
Just like Sasha Banks kicked out.
Well, she didn't. What? I messed that.
But like, where do they go next with Roman Reigns? That was such a definitive win. I'm not going to believe it.
Cesaro.
I guess.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Kevin Owens.
Or they call up Adam Cole.
Adam Cole should stay off TV for a good 3 or 4 months at least.
Okay.
After that fucking loss, like, and I don't think they're going to. Like, they're going to have him back on NXT tonight, guaranteed.
Adam Cole's going to get drafted to 205 Live.
Oh, gosh. I fucking hope not. I fucking hope not. Plus, I love Adam Cole, but I couldn't believe Roman Reigns or Adam Cole beats Roman Reigns. Like I
think what it's gonna be is we're gonna get the rematch, the triple threat rematch. Reigns retains. Big E is his next opponent. As the holdover to SummerSlam the next time they want fans for Cesaro. And Cesaro wins the Universal title from Reigns at SummerSlam.
Nope.
You think they're actually going to pull the trigger on him this time?
Nope.
I do.
I've read that his new contract is basically like, hey, we're keeping you to build stars.
Oh.
Yeah, I could see that. He's got the Dolph Ziggler role now.
Damn.
He might squeak in maybe a tag team title run or maybe even a United States title run somewhere down the road, but no, they ain't going to pull a main event trigger on him. I would love to see it happen. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see it. But I doubt they'll do it.
Well,
all right. Well, that was WrestleMania, and believe it or not, we have some questions here. Somebody else actually left a question here too. So we'll start regarding WrestleMania here. Andrew actually left us a question here, and that is, what do each of you think the most entertaining match of WrestleMania 37 was? Not the best match, but one you personally found the most entertaining.
Oof.
Oh,
Just WrestleMania 37. Doesn't count NXT.
Yeah.
and Tag Team Turmoil.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was really entertained by that. I'm sorry. I was really entertained by that.
I got to go Bad Bunny and Priest versus Ms. Morrison.
You know what? I think I am probably going to go the same. It wasn't my favorite, but you know, just for the fact that he did a lot better than I thought he would, I'll go with the same.
You'll go with the same?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. And the next one here comes from Stug138, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if all three of you play video games, but if you do, what are your top 3 wrestling video games?
I'm not a big gamer, but if I had to name a top 3, probably Day of Reckoning, No Mercy, and Here Comes the Pain.
I don't know if
I'd probably say
go
Here
ahead.
Comes the Pain, Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, and a tie either between WWF Royal Rumble for Super Nintendo or WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Nice. I'd say Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown versus Raw, and 2K19.
The first SmackDown versus Raw?
Yeah, the first one, 2005, I think it was.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah. Interesting.
2004.
Because like I've said it once, I've said at the beginning, if I could have like $1 for every hour that I've ever put into like Here Comes the Pain, I wouldn't be doing this shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Honestly, I think SmackDown versus Raw, the first one, was probably the one I put the most time into.
Damn.
That was when I
For
really
me,
started.
it was Day of Reckoning 2.
Yeah, well, you must have had a GameCube then. I know my
Yep.
buddy had Day of Reckoning. He always kicked my ass on it because I wasn't used to the Game Boy or GameCube controllers.
Day of Reckoning 2, I spent 6 months trying to beat.
Jesus.
That was a good
part of
game
the
for its
story
time
mode.
too.
Yeah.
Like graphically and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing WrestleMania 2000. That was the one before No Mercy, and like the Road to WrestleMania mode is like probably, oh my god, that is like one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
Yep.
Quick story on that. You know, I had my creative character and everything, so like I'm playing in during Road to WrestleMania, you basically win all the titles and everything. So I finally win all the titles. Last title you have to win is WWE Championship, of course.
Yep.
So I win the WWF Championship. I think at the time it was WWF. Yeah, 2000. So yeah, WWF.
Yeah.
So, and this is a hard game, man. Like tag team matches and Road to WrestleMania mode are hard as shit and everything. So finally win the WWF Championship. I beat Mankind for it. It's awesome and everything. Oh my god, I win all the titles and everything. Finally, Vince McMahon shows up. And he's just like, well, congratulations on winning the title, blah, blah, blah. And I forgot what the terminology he used was, but he basically said, like, I should give your WWF title to The Undertaker. And I'm just like, you fucking rat bastard. You better not do that. He gives your WWF title to The Undertaker. He just strips you of the title and just gives it to the fucking Undertaker. I was like, I'm done playing this fucking game.
I think he strips you of all of them, doesn't he?
No, he just
No.
strips you of the WWF one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never played
Yeah.
this. I've only heard about it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so mad. All right. This next question comes from Brett. He always asks some unconventional questions.
Okay.
That is, have you ever pressured a girl into getting an abortion?
No, and I never will.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, no.
And fucking Brett. And the last question here comes from Gold Rush 81, and that is, who is the most underutilized talent in WWE right now?
Ooh.
That would be JTG.
He's not in WWE right now.
Hence why he's underutilized.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
hard, man.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
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 Joe?
Yeah, I'd go with that too. He's such a wasted potential on commentary.
But he's good at it, though.
He's good at it, but I'd much rather see him in the ring. I mean, he's getting up there. If he doesn't like continue to be in the ring on a regular basis, he's gonna get ring rust like Angle did.
I think the most underutilized right now, because he hasn't been on TV in months, is the Velveteen Dream.
Is he even still working for them?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
I saw Jinder Mahal on the stage on night one. I was like, oh, hey, he still works for them.
Well, he was just
Forgot
at,
about you.
He was just at India Superstar Spectacular or whatever it was.
Oh,
And
Well, that means he still works there.
it could have been he could have been a quiet budget cut.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Like Lars Sullivan.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, funny story about Lars Sullivan. WWE actually released a best of Lars Sullivan DVD, but when I bought it, it was just nothing but a bunch of gay porn scenes.
Wow. Good one. Good one.
And last thing I want to ask you here, out of these 4 questions here, which one was your favorite question?
Do I have to answer that?
Yeah, which one was your favorite? Because I actually did a contest to get people to answer questions.
Oh, I saw this.
Okay.
Yeah, so the winner gets some DVDs. Was it the entertaining match at WrestleMania, top 3 video games, have you ever pressured somebody into getting an abortion, or underutilized person in WWE? Which was your favorite?
Underutilized.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Got me thinking.
Just because it's unique. More unique
was
than
that?
some of the other ones.
Shelby?
Underutilized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with underutilized.
So, Gold Rush, if you're listening, contact me on Facebook, because he actually follows me on Facebook, and give me your address, and I'll ship you a Jeff Hardy My Life, My Rules DVD, a Undertaker 20-0 streak DVD, and a Hell in a Cell 2011 DVD for having the best question for us here. So
I was to give it to abortion guy.
Do what?
I was tempted to give it to abortion guy.
Then we would have been then there would have been a tie, because there's only 3 of us, damn it. Yeah, Brett always asks us. So the final thing that we like to do here on the 3-way dance is our vintage pick of the week, where we talk about a vintage segment, a vintage match, could be a vintage whole pay-per-view, could be something here. So I'll go ahead and start it off here, and it's something that I've always raved about before, and I always think that just not enough people go watch this match, and I always enjoy this match, and I think a lot of people should go check it out if it hasn't been edited off the cock yet. Go check it out, and that is from In Your House, Ground Zero. I highly suggest going to check out Bret Hart versus the Patriot for the WWF Championship. Fucking awesome match. I mean, like, why they didn't continue to make Patriot a star after that, or a main eventer, I should say, after that, I don't know. And like, even the announcing in that match is just phenomenal, man. Like
Sable's t-shirt though.
When Patriot hits the Uncle Slam, like Uncle Slam. Oh, it's phenomenal from bell to bell. If you haven't seen it, go In Your House, Ground Zero, Bret Hart, Patriot. That's my vintage pick of the week.
Actually, if I remember correctly, I think Owen and Davey Boy hated him too. I think DX hated him. I think a lot of people hated him for like no real good reason.
Probably because Del Wilkes wouldn't share his drugs with everybody.
Probably.
Come on, Del, you got enough painkillers for everybody? No, mine. America.
Candy.
America. Get him out of here.
I gotta look it up quick. I forget which one.
Shelby, what's your vintage pick of the week?
I'm gonna go with Ron Garvin challenging Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight title at on World Championship Wrestling from December 27th, I believe, 1985. It was a great
match. Did you have that memorized?
What's that?
Did you have that memorized?
Yeah, I just watched it on like Sunday. So when I saw that match, I was like, "This is gonna be my pick of the week." So
I know it's In Your House, Ground Zero, but if you tell you the date of it and shit, holy fuck, I couldn't tell you that.
Well, when you're talking about like a world championship. Like it was a weekly TV show. I need to remember the date. And the only reason I remember the date was it was the last show of that year. So I think it's either the 27th or the 28th.
Ronnie Garvin and Ric Flair, huh?
Yep. It was a great match. Great match.
Nick,
Hollywood Backlot Brawl, Piper and Goldust, WrestleMania 12.
did you really have to look that up, or are you scrambling?
I was looking. I was just trying. I couldn't remember if it was at 11 or 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
That was what I was looking at.
That's actually funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because that was actually one of the eBay items I was actually considering for this week's show because there was a Piper's. I think it was Piper. Yeah, it had to be Piper. There was a Roddy Piper studded belt for auction. So I was thinking about using that one, but I was like, let's look for something different. So
they didn't even actually film half that match, technically.
No. It was just OJ footage.
Yeah, the OJ chase.
Have y'all ever heard the something to wrestle on that match?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have.
That was originally supposed to be Piper versus OJ Simpson, right?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they called the people of OJ Simpson and said, "Hey, we want him to come in for WrestleMania." And OJ's people were interested, and they straight up told OJ's people, "Listen, if we do this, he's gonna get his ass beat. There's no discussion. He's gonna lose."
Yeah.
And they talked for a while and everything, and it eventually just didn't happen. So then it became Razor and Goldust, and then Razor was just like, "No, not for me." So then that's when Piper stepped in again and became.
So it was supposed to be Goldust OJ.
No, it was supposed to be Piper OJ.
Piper and OJ.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. And then they wanted to go Piper and Razor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Goldust.
Goldust was supposed to be in.
Goldust Razor.
And then Goldust and Razor was just like, "No, I'm not working with him. A little too fruity for me."
I can actually picture that in the background. He just chucks the toothpick at his face.
No, he's not offering me enough somas. No.
And then Waltman's standing there and is just like, "I'll do it, guys." No.
Like, why would OJ even think that he could go over in that match?
I don't think it was like a OJ like, "Oh, do I get to go over?" I think they just straight up told him like, "Hey, if he comes in, he's gonna get his ass beat, like there is no question about it." So they were just like, "Oh, okay." Like I don't think there was like I'd have to go listen to the Bruce interview again, but it wasn't like, "Oh, hey, we want him to go over." It was just like, this is what we want to do with OJ, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and they talked to him for a while, but it just nothing ever came of it.
I don't understand how OJ would even think that it would go any other way.
Well, I mean,
you think you're innocent enough, eh?
Look at what happened.
Yeah, fair.
He was found innocent by a what was it? Found
jury
innocent
of his peers.
Jury of his peers. Thank you. Yeah. Well, there's the bell. So we know what that means. The 308 dance has come to an end yet again. So if you guys liked what you heard here, and remember, if you're listening to this now, leave some questions in the comments down below, and me, Nick, and Chubbs here, we will answer them on the next episode here. And remember, leave as many as you like, and we'll try and get to all of them. I try and get to all the questions. Whether it was the old show, which I used to do and don't talk about, or this one. Here, as you saw, we did all the questions here because there was only 4 of them, But next week I have something cool in store here. A little bit of fantasy booking in store here. Yeah. So we will see you guys on the next episode of the 3-Way Dance. For Nick and Shelby, I am the ArtistVersion1, and remember, be breezy.